They say they're fighting for homeowners. They promise to eliminate your property taxes. But when you read the fine print, their bills do anything but. Today we're naming names and exposing how Florida politicians are pretending to eliminate the homestead property tax while secretly protecting it. First, a quick refresher. The homestead property tax is what homeowners pay on their primary residence every year. The tax that never goes away, even after your mortgage is paid off. Elimination means zero tax on your home, not reductions, not exemptions, not promises for later. So, if a politician claims they're eliminating property taxes, the only real test is this: do you still pay anything? Let's start with Representative Kevin Steele, Republican from Dade City. He sponsored House Joint Resolution 201. It claims to exempt homestead property from all ad valorem taxation, other than school district levies. Sounds great, right? Until you realize that line, other than school district levies, means you're still paying school taxes every single year. That's not elimination. That's a headline with a loophole. Let's unpack what that carve-out really means. Ad valorem is property value-based tax. School district levies are a major slice of it, collected every single year. If a proposal exempts everything except school levies, you still get a school tax bill. Example: say your taxable home value is $250,000 after current exemptions. If a school millage rate is around 5 to 7 mils, $5 to $7 per thousand, you're still paying roughly $1,250 to $1,750 every year, indefinitely, and those rates can change with local referendums. No matter how the headline reads, a bill that preserves school levies does not eliminate your homestead property tax. It narrows it, rebrands it, and leaves the line item that arrives like clockwork. Real elimination means the school line disappears too. No carve-outs, no exceptions, no, but not for schools. Then there's Representative Monique Miller, Palm Bay. Her proposal, HJR 203, promises to phase out non-school property taxes over 10 years. 10 years. That's not relief. That's a stall. You'll be paying for another decade while politicians pat themselves on the back for helping homeowners. Here's what a 10-year phase-out actually does. Year 1, you still pay most of the bill. Year 5, you're still paying a meaningful slice. Year 10, the tax is smaller, but you've cut checks for a decade. On a modest $1,800 annual bill, even a steady taper can total well over $10,000 before relief arrives. Meanwhile, assessments and millage can move, and new fees can appear. A timeline sounds responsible. In practice, it delays relief, while households shoulder the cost year after year. Representative Juan Porras from Miami-Dade has his own version, HJR 205, which exempts homestead property from non-school taxes for people 65 and older. Sure, that helps seniors, and that's great, but it does nothing for working families, young homeowners, or renters hoping to buy a home. It's selective relief, not reform. Next up, Representative Shane Abbott from Defuniak Springs. His HJR 207 gives homeowners an exemption for 25% of their home's assessed value, after current exemptions. Sounds generous until you realize it's still a property tax. You're still paying 75% of the assessment. And school taxes still apply. And finally, Representative Ryan Chamberlain from Ocala. His HB 1371 doesn't eliminate property tax at all. It studies replacing it with a consumption tax. Translation: they're forming a committee to talk about it later. It's not reform, it's a stall tactic. And it could shift the burden to sales taxes or other fees. Translation: they're forming a committee to talk about it later. Bottom line, a stall that keeps you paying, often through sales taxes or added fees. Here's the pattern. Every one of these bills sounds like relief, but they all include delays, exceptions, or exclusions that keep the tax alive. Politicians get the credit for fighting for homeowners, while you keep writing checks to the tax collector. So, what would real elimination look like? A true homestead exemption would remove all property tax on primary residences, immediately, for everyone, and not replace it with hidden fees or shifted taxes. Anything less is a political gimmick. House Speaker Daniel Perez has defended the strategy of 8 constitutional choices on the ballot. This would doom property tax repeal. Read the language carefully. Like and subscribe to stay informed. Don't take my word for it. Look up the bills yourself. Every name I mention, every resolution, is public record. Read the fine print. Share this video, because if we don't hold politicians accountable for the difference between what they say and what they write, we'll be paying for it forever.